Hi guys and girls, and welcome to my Metro Awakening review for the PSVR2, an intensely gruesome, spine-chilling view and experience of the Metro we all know and love. This game takes you on a journey like you've never seen before, and it'll actually change the way you feel that VR2 games can actually be made. I want to thank Vertigo Games Amsterdam for the review copy, and a special thanks to Julia for all your help pre-launch. So let's get into this, guys. So the gameplay is actually really smooth. It does take some getting used to, reaching over the same shoulder with a different hand to give you different items, but again, this has become second nature, kind of like the other Vertigo games that have recently been released, like Arizona Sunshine 2 and Arizona Sunshine Remake, where they have the same mechanics of reaching over your shoulders for different items. The backpack in this game isn't like the other Metro games where you have a lot of stuff to store. Except for the ammunition, nothing really goes into your bag, so when you reach over your left shoulder with your left hand, you'll bring out your bag and you will see everything that's hanging on there, including the ammo, kind of like the grenades and the extra gas masks, not the gas masks, the gas filters, as well as the little lighter on the side, which will come into play a little later in one of the scariest levels I've ever played in my life on any VR game, but we'll get into that just now. The weapon reloading and movement is really good and really smooth. The detail in the weapons and the animations of the hands are all second to none in this game. They are really good. You can get really close, up close and personal, and look at your hands, look at the weapons. The detail is really precise, and when it comes to the movement of the game, I had no nausea at all through the entire playthrough. There are settings that you can actually activate to reduce nausea if you start getting sick, but really I've only had one game in my life that's made me a little bit sick, and that was Arizona Sunshine 1, I think it was, but I had a long gap between my previous play and that play, so that maybe was just a lack of experience or lack of letting my eyes know what's actually going on in the VR world. With this game, I had 30 hours pretty much every day playing, a good solid 5-6 hours, maybe an hour break and another 6 hours, and I had no nausea problems at all. So that was really good, because that nausea is a different kind of nausea. It kind of sticks with you for the rest of the evening when you decide to stop. I'm feeling sick, and then 3 hours later you're still like, I'm still feeling a bit sick. But I had nothing like that on this game, so luckily I was able to have long sessions with no problems at all. Wow, guys, the sound effects are some of my favorite aspects of this game, hands down. Now, if you think of a metro tunnel and all its winding paths, it's very conducive to good sound effects, and the game utilizes this aspect 100%. There's a certain level on this, like I said, no spoilers, but there's a certain level that is horrifying, and I mean that in a good way. It installs horror in you. The only way I can describe this without giving away any spoilers is if you've seen the movie The Grudge, the old school one, like, that's what I felt. Some of the sound effects reminded me of that movie, and I found it a very pleasurable surprise, because unlike any other Metro game, sure, there is some horrific scenes and there is some scary bits, but this is true horror, and on the VR it accentuates it tenfold. I was taken back by how scared I actually was in this environment. I didn't want to progress forward because it truly installed that fear in me, and I found that immersion to be one of the best aspects of this game, and combined with the gameplay, like I said before, and the visuals I'm going to speak about next, just that whole cup of soup just makes it brilliant. And what I felt coming out of this game was I was taken back. I took off the VR and I went, holy shit, like this is what we can expect from VR games in the future, or maybe just VR games from Vertigo games, I don't know. But really, the immersion in this has all to do with the sound, in my opinion, and this game does it so damn well. Before I finish on the sound here, guys, I actually decided to play a little clip of the sound, with the sound accentuated. Now, this is kind of a spoiler. I mean, if you don't want to hear the sound now, you want to wait for the actual game, then obviously don't listen to the next 10 seconds. But let me just show you, for those that do want to hear it, listen to the spoiler incoming for the next, 10 seconds. Take a listen to this. Don't you just love it? The muffled voices in the background along the pipes that you're walking next to, you'll see in the video. I just love it. It puts a smile on my face when I see the effort that's gone into that sound. Absolutely amazing. Just a quick side note, I will be playing 2 clips at the end of this video, one of a stealth section and one of a full battle section. So again, it's the end of the video. If you don't want to watch that for spoilers, don't watch it. But if you want to know more about the game or find out more about the gameplay, then watch those clips at the end of this video. Now the visuals and graphics, guys, can obviously be just as scary as the sound in these Metro games, but once again I was pleasantly surprised at how horrific some of these areas are. The level design and the decorations on the levels, if you will. I'm just going to use the word bodies for YouTube's terms, but there are bodies lying around that are in various states, let's just say. I don't want to say anything else, but what they've done with this is obviously the after effects of some mutant attack and stuff like that, and in later stages they're set up and they're used as decoration. And some of the the intuitive thought process that went into the positioning of some of these decorations were very, very scary as well, and just added to the whole overall immersion with the sound effects and these visuals. Now radiation is obviously back, and with this, obviously the visual aspect of the radiation is a lot more prominent in your visor because it's right there in your face. Obviously you got to get that mask on quick sticks, and the wiping is also back. You just got to be careful to not whack your controller against your head every time you're trying to wipe your mask, but it does have that satisfying little, like a windscreen wiper sound as it goes across. It's like almost a comical aspect of like the whole situation. You're like little wiping sound, but I love it. It's that sticks to the Metro game. No, that's like some of the nostalgia that'll kick back when playing the old Metro games. In some instances with this game, guys, that some areas can be super dark, and I mean dark as in black. When watching one of my posted videos today, you'll come across some screens where you can't see anything. Now I've tried to mess around with exposure and the brightness, but there's no light to enhance. It's just black. Just keep in mind that when you're watching it, you can't see anything. But when you're in the game, you can see what's going on. There is a layer of looks like dust, but when you're actually in the VR headset, you can see what's going on. But when you're watching a video online, you literally can't see anything. Without that light on, you can't see dick. I feel because of what I just said, maybe some night vision goggles would have gone down nicely, because those are in previous games, so it wouldn't have been too much of a push to have those night vision goggles in this game. Is it fun to play? Hell yes, it's fun to play, guys. Now I can honestly say this is one of my favorite VR2 games of all time. And this is not a push to say either, because the technology of today is better than 2 years ago. So the games are going to get better. And this is just the next step, kind of like the Matrix was for movies. I feel this is the next step in the evolution of VR2 games. The immersion, the visuals, the sound, everything all combined create such a crazy experience. And if you are a VR2 player, there's no doubt in my mind that you're not going to have fun with this game. It is absolutely spot on. And I'm going to have 1 or 2 gripes in the next section, but overall, there is no other game that I'd want to play. And at the time of completing all my playthroughs and all my recordings, I've got about 4 days of recording to do, because now it is the 4th. So we've got 4 days, 3 days before launch. And I've got so much editing to do, and all I want to do is play some more. So my end thought after finishing all my recordings and playthroughs is I want more. I want some DLC. I want to know that something's going to be in the future, because at the price of the game as well, I think it was like $30 it's going to be for launch day. So yes, in summary, I really hope there is going to be some DLC, and if you look at the message at the end of the game, there is something hinting at that. If it's not Metro, then it's going to be something else. So I'm a massive supporter of Vertigo games, because let's be honest, the Arizona Sunshine 2, Arizona Sunshine Remake, those are really good games. And I haven't played a lot of other ones that are similar to it, because they were more like the first-person shooters and like the VR Call of Duty type things, where I prefer more like the zombies or the immersion in certain environments on VR2 games is what I like. Resident Evil 8 also did that very well. They get you immersed in the environments and the sounds very, very nicely. And I feel this company, this crew has got the VR2 dialed, and I can't wait for the next project and hopefully some DLC for this game. Let's move on. Any gripes? I have one gripe, and luckily it's not a gripe about what's in the game or something wrong with the game. It's something that I would love to have seen in the game, and that is the workbench and the cleaning of weapons. That would have been pretty cool in VR. And again, they are in other Metro games, so again, would have been a push story-wise to have this kind of thing in there. And I feel maybe some collecting of upgrades for weapons would have been pretty cool. And just like I mentioned, the workbench in general and all the aspects that come with the workbench, the cleaning, the weapon upgrades, the modding, I think that could have been a cool little addition to this game. But other than that, I really have no issues with this. It's a pre-launch game, so I can't comment on the crashing because that's why it's pre-launch. That's why we have the game. And I hope I helped in some way, Julia, at finding some of those crashes and helping in general with the project pre-launch. But let's move on to the verdict, guys. So in summary, guys, I feel Metro Awakening is a very well crafted, very well polished game that has a deep immersive storyline as well to boot, and I feel the replayability factor is a factor as well, because playing it on different difficulty settings, you know, changes the game quite a lot. And the lack of ammo, the more ammo and the easier settings, the monsters, different areas coming out of different holes in the walls, that kind of thing. There is a very cool replayability factor attached to this game as well. So in the end, guys, I give this a solid 9 out of 10, as there is very little wrong I could say with this game. The only gripe I had was what I mentioned before. And if you're looking for a game that is perfect in every way, and again, this is a personal opinion, guys, and I'm not being paid to say this, that's just stupid to say this. If the game's shit, I'm going to tell you it's shit. This game is not shit. It is a really good game, and I feel it really deserves a 9 out of 10. And when you play this game, I would love for you to come back here and let me know what your thoughts are on this game, because I would love to know your experience with this game, and after a couple of playthroughs as well, what your thoughts are. So before I go, guys, pretty please smash that like button for me. I don't normally do reviews, so depending on how well this video does, I might start doing reviews more often, especially for pre-launch games, because, you know, that's what people want to see. And yeah, so smash the like button for me. Any questions you have about this game, please just ask me. I'm always going to reply to the later games and to the older games as well. A lot of people have mentioned that I do reply to the older comments as well. But I feel that's what a big part of a YouTube channel is keeping the contact. And it's easier for me to say with a slightly smaller channel. But I feel being in contact with your subscribers and helping them where you can is why we do this. Is what part of the channel, and it's part of what I do for a living. So any questions you have, just ask me down below and I'm going to reply. Also, guys, remember I have a ton of content that's probably all been uploaded right now today as we speak. Playthroughs, collectible guides, trophy guides. So check out the description below for a playlist, as well as the end screens, which are probably popping up very soon. Just a quick reminder, there's going to be 2 clips now, one of a stealth playthrough, one of a more action playthrough. So thank you so much for everything, guys. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to this weird little camera in this weird little circle light. So thank you so much for all your support, all my new subscribers over the last year as well. It's boosted quite nicely, so thank you so much for that. So all that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. I want to catch you on the next one.
Heading back to his rail cart. You know what? Let me turn this down so you will like it.
Not exactly subtle, Max, but I get the hint. Nothing to do now but head back to the station.
Kind of sick fuck would string somebody up like this? Mom said some weird shit went down.
I hear voices. Someone's here.
I thought he meant a rival guy, some new competitor. Wait, This happened before? Oh, grow the fuck up. Whoever did this just wanted to scare us away.
Exactly. Which means there's probably something here worth scaring us away for. Start looking.
I'm sorry. How many was that again?
I have to listen to you, don't make me count to.
What's taking them so long? Think they were mining for gold?
It's all these new guys they keep bringing in.
Bunch of Jerichos. Don't know their ass from their elbow.
That's because anybody with half a brain either quit or died trying.
Yeah. Well, what's that say about us?
What's that? Damn it! Piece of shit startled me.
Fear in order to prevent something worse or to make something better.